Prince Harry is set to land in London today to begin a 4-day visit to Britain. While travelling solo, Prince Harry has said he doesn't think it's safe for the Duchess of Sussex and their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, to visit after losing his battle with the Home Office over his level of security.
Those close to the Duke say he hasn't given up on finding a way to bring his family to Britain. I'm sure he'll find a way. So could this be the trip where Harry starts to make amends with his father, King Charles? Okay.
Is there even a way back for him as the prodigal son?
And who cares? Anyway, let's discuss this with former Royal Gardener Jack Stooks, friend of the programme. Good to see you this morning, Jack. And Royal journalist Sarah Robertson there. Sarah, do you think people do care whether the royal family are united or not? Or do you think we've all given up to Harry in California and Meghan cooking jam?
Eamonn, you've just hit the nail on the head. I'm with you on this one. People don't care anymore. Harry has burnt his bridges fully with the British public. He's leaked out through Hello magazine how excited he is to be coming back on this, what we're calling the pseudo-royal tour. He has 4 days of visiting his patronages, which includes the Diana Award, the World Child Awards tonight, and so on and so on. He has made it known publicly that he would like to have a visit with his father, King Charles, who he last saw for that very famous 30-minute meeting in February last year, when he just sort of swamped his dad unannounced on the day that it was revealed that his father had, or just shortly after his father had revealed he had cancer to the world. Charles at the time was very worried. The roles were about information being leaked. And we've seen since February last year, Harry making a series of damning and strange statements, such as questioning how long, Eamonn, his father, the king, has to live. That's not the sort of things you see on interviews to the likes of the BBC, for goodness sake. So you can understand why his father was very hurt, very upset. The rest of the royal family are. And that trust, as far as I can see, has been irretrievably broken between them. But Harry seems to think that of his choosing, because he's now got over whatever slights or hurt he had about his family, that now it should all be everything's forgotten, everything's forgiven, and he just wants to swoop back in as though nothing has happened and bring Meghan and his children. Well, I can't see Meghan really wanting to set foot back here. I think she knows Harry's on a failed mission. But mission he is, and he is determined to see his dad one way or another.
OK, Sarah. Well, Jack, that's what Sarah has to say. What do you think? Because I think on a human level, it would be nice, wouldn't it, for a father who's been battling cancer to be reunited with his son, with whom he always had a very close relationship.
His son's not the problem. It's the pain in the backside. She is.
Well, she's not there.
She's always going to be there. She's always going to influence everything.
Jack, what do you think?
You're right. It's Meghan controls.
Sarah, let Jack have a word.
Sorry, I know Sarah said, nobody's interested in Harry anymore or what's going on with Harry, but here we are still talking about Harry today. So clearly there is still an interest in Harry and what Harry's doing. I do think that the king should see him. Do you know, the problem that we've had in the past is Harry's desperate to try and get back into the fold, and he's now found that the only way he can try and say that is through press, or through, like Sarah said, trying to leak it to somebody saying he's desperate to try and see his father. I know he said at the time, he didn't know how long his dad had left. Well, that is quite a normal thing to say about something when somebody's going through some kind of treatment like the cancer that the king has. I could say the same. I don't know how long the king has left, and that wouldn't be a big news story, but everything that Harry says and does becomes a news story. Now, I do think that as he's over, if he can, he should see the king. There's predominantly a family, they've had a family fallout, and, surely his father wants to see his son back in the fold. Surely his son wants to be back in the fold. And I think, that people without a heart will happily say they shouldn't have anything to do with each other ever again, which I think is massively unfair. I do think it should be private. I don't think it should be in the press. If Harry met with the king, I think it should be hushed up. He shouldn't say anything about it. And I think that's the only way that this is going to go forward. Harry needs to shut his mouth now, and that's the only way it's going to fix.
Maybe that's the way forward, that Prince Harry does go and meet his king, because it's the right thing to do, to go and see his dad, but to keep his mouth shut about it. What do you think of that, Sarah? Is that a good compromise position?
Well, I mean, if we could trust Prince Harry to keep his mouth shut, then yes. But we've seen from example and example and example again and again and again, he can't be trusted. And this is the problem. The trust is irretrievably broken down. And the King and Queen Camilla, let's not forget the King's wife, who has been very worried about her husband as he's gone through cancer, were deeply offended and hurt by Harry's outbursts and behaviour. I mean, this isn't just Harry talking about how long the King has got to live, which I'm sorry, you don't question that. When it's a family member going through cancer, you don't say, oh, I wonder how long they've got. That's awful. You have to stay positive and say, my dad's doing absolutely brilliant. I know my dad's going to beat this as he will do. You should never question that. But anyway, regardless, the point is here that Harry has shown a lack of sensitivity. He dragged His Majesty's government through the court over the withdrawal of
we've got to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, both of you.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
I'm saying no chance, Richard. Would you see that as no hope and Bob hope, or what way would you see it?
Morning. I think the chances of reconciliation with Prince William are pretty slim at the moment. There's a bit bigger chance with the King, I think. But everybody is playing their cards close to their chest, not saying whether there's going to be a meeting between the King and Prince Harry while he's back on this trip. We don't really know how long he's back for. I mean, I think we're expecting 4 days, but will he stay perhaps for the Duchess of Kent's funeral on September the 16th? No decision's been made so far on that, as far as I understand. But I do think there will be some sort of reconciliation, at least between father and son, at some point, even if it doesn't come on this trip.
It's been described as an unofficial royal tour, this trip to the UK. What will Prince Harry be up to whilst he's here for at least these 4 days, although, as you say, it could be a longer trip this time round?
Well, so he's at the Well Child Awards today, a charity for seriously ill children that he's been patron of for a very long time now. That's happening in a London hotel later on today. Tomorrow he's going to Nottingham, announcing quite a big charity donation for children in need, I think. And he's going to be spending quite a lot of time in the city. It's the place where he and Meghan first went when they got engaged on their first official engagement together, a royal engagement together. It's a city that's close to his heart. He's worked with disadvantaged children in the St Anne's district there for a number of years now. And then I think he'll be catching up with some of his other charities while he's here, but not all of his plans have been announced yet.
These are his charities he's catching up with. He's not there as a working royal, or, well, he's not supposed to be. So who pays for all of this, Richard?
He'll have to pay for all of it himself. He'll be paying for his staff who've come over with him, the security team that will have come over with him. So it's quite a costly exercise. He's got a big mortgage to pay. I think about £6 million on his big house in Montecito in California. So he's got to keep earning money. So in addition to doing this sort of thing, he's got to find commercial avenues to earn a living as well.
OK, Richard, got to leave it there. Thanks for your time this morning.